I'm Davin Chitwood, the sales executive here at Kirkham Tech, and I'm here with our founder and CEO, Tom Kirkham. And today, Tom, this is something that probably you use every day. I know I use it every day, but it's a topic on web browsers. And what are your thoughts on what is the cybersecurity best practices regarding what web browser use?
All right, I'm going to go out on a little bit of a controversial limb here, okay? And I want to be clear that this is my personal best practices.
Personal best practices, yeah.
Yeah, my personal opinion.
Yes.
Speaking as a professional.
There it is.
And I think that everyone should do this. So what started me thinking about this topic was there was research that came out this week that said Safari, you know, the Apple web browser, has over 22% of the market share now. And that surprised me. Now, it probably doesn't surprise a lot of people at our office, and we are a 100% Mac shop. Mm-hmm. But I still see Mac users, even in the security business, using Chrome as their default browser. And, you know, a couple of years ago, as recent as a couple of years ago, it wasn't uncommon for a website not to work properly in Safari. Mm-hmm. And so everything just seems to work in Chrome. Well, there's a reason for that. Google's worked very hard to get more and more people onto Chrome browser. And the reason for that is because they're gathering your privacy information, your data, things you're shopping for. You know, you've seen this, mm-hmm. You'll be maybe on your phone and somebody says, "Oh, I got this great deal on some patio furniture." Mm-hmm. And the next time you sit at your desktop and you open up the Chrome browser, you're seeing ads for patio furniture. And no matter what Google says, they are capturing your data. And maybe it is metadata, maybe it is anonymized, but I promise you that data can be triangulated. And privacy, for those of you that think you have nothing to hide, privacy goes hand in hand with security. Yes. So if you don't protect your own privacy, you've got an attack surface that really should be stopped. You know, you don't be the product. That you're the product. Whenever you use Chrome browser, you are what Google is selling. Exactly. Your information, your data, your browsing history. There's always security updates for Chrome. It's a never-ending battle. Many of those are 0-day. Mm-hmm. And so if it were me, I'm not even sure we have this as a company policy, but if it were me, I would require Firefox if you're not on the Apple platform, and Safari if you are on the Apple platform. Firefox respects your privacy. They do a lot of, they don't sell your data. That's not their business model, nor is it Apple's. Mm-hmm. And you're more private and therefore more secure by using either Firefox and Safari. And I even see websites that even say that for best results use Chrome, but it works just fine in Safari. I can't even remember the last time I went to a website. Sometimes these real complex webinars that we do, mm-hmm. That have a production system and you know, the speaker is on a different platform than the audience is, and you know, they hook it all up in the magic wires out there. And sometimes I'll still launch Chrome, but these days I only launch Chrome when I see there's a security patch for it. I launch it, update it, kill it, and I'm back in Safari. So exactly. I encourage everybody, if you're just going to Chrome, just because that's what you've always done, and you think you're going to have problems using something else, please give Firefox mm-hmm. a try or Safari a try, and stick with it for a while, and get off of Chrome. It's just not, it's not a, Google does some really terrific things with security, but one thing they're not going to do is interrupt their cash cow.
That's exactly right. And these recommendations, we're recommending these because these are best practices regarding privacy and security. You made a good point on making sure that you include privacy with security because they go hand in hand. And when you're talking about attack vectors, or when you're going through a risk assessment and they say, okay, well, what web browser are you using? The reason they are asking that is because they are trying to identify all the attack vectors that you possibly can have. And when you say, yes, I do use Chrome, that is one of the attack vectors that in that assessment, they most likely are going to recommend, hey, you need to get away from this just because the topics and the points that Tom just made. And so I know you may think, oh, it's a hassle. I've been using this specific browser for years, but, and me and Tom talk about this a lot in other webinars, convenience, you should not settle or take away security for convenience. They have to go hand in hand. And when making the change from one browser to another, you're adding security if you're going to Safari or Firefox. And at this day and time when cyber attacks and password breaches and overall privacy, your information is being sold on the dark web or just gained from a simple browser like Chrome, you need to do whatever you can to implement as much privacy and security in your life. And by just switching from one browser to another, that's an easy, free step. That's a free thing that you can implement in your office or just in your daily life to overall add an extra layer of security, which is another thing that we talk about a lot as well.
Yeah. Bad habits have been established over the last decades, several decades.
Yes.
And we've got to change. We have to change as a society, or we're going to have a major cyber attack and possibly a cyber pandemic. So,
and that's the perfect way to end it right there. But if you all have any questions about anything we talked about today, or have a specific topic you'd like for us to talk about, feel free to reach out and we'll make sure to throw that in there. But until next time, I'll talk to you then.
stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant.